Okay, so don't mind the background noise. My daughter is playing video games and she's very loud with her friends. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I put together my music videos. I had started showing this on TikTok, and but yeah, it's a process. So this song is called "Not a Riddle." It's titled here. And this is the character that it's centered around. Her name is Samantha. Samantha is the secretary and longtime friend of the male lead, which is his name is Brandon. And she is in love with Brandon. She got it really bad for him. So um, she basically is hoping that he will remember that what they had in the past and rekindle their relationship. But there's a woman in her way named Tia. Tia is in her way. Tia is preventing her from getting back with her ex-boyfriend, whose name is Brandon. So her and Brandon dated when they were like in high school, and they broke up when he went away to college. So in the TikTok video, I kind of explained why they broke up, but they broke up because it was like a stupid breakup. So Brandon is a civil rights attorney. He went to Harvard, and going away to Harvard his first year, he came back for the summer break to spend time with her and hang out with his family and stuff like that instead of taking on any other courses during the summer, or just, to continue working on his career. He decided he'd go home to Florida. He's from Orlando, Florida. So he goes home. They go to Blue Springs Park one day, and on the way home, they get into conversation about politics, and it doesn't go very well. But he kind of dismisses what she says. Like, he's not taking it too seriously, and he just tells her, "Oh, you're such a riddle." So that's where it comes out with "I'm not a riddle" or "not a riddle." And but basically he's just saying, like, "You're such a riddle, I can't even follow you, like, I can't even see where you're going with this," and blah 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 blah, right? Because they disagreed on the politics. But she was pissed. She got home. She didn't even kiss him goodbye. She stomped into her house, and he was pretty much like, okay, and then when he got home, she sent him a text message breaking up with him. And instead of him like trying to ask her why or what's going on or whatever, he just took it as a sign and he moved on instead of going back and trying to talk to her and reason with her, right? Now, at this time, he's 18 and she's 17. She's about to graduate from high school, and he just graduated and went right into college. So he he decides, screw it. He goes back to college and tries to see if he could pick up. He's going back to focus on his law degree, his law career. So he went back to Harvard, and during the summer, and studied whatever, picked up whatever he does, whatever, right? Um, she 3 days later, he left like right away, like the next day. So 3 days later, she she regretted, like, she wasn't hearing back from him. He didn't come. As I said, he didn't come looking around for her, and he she finds out, so she messages him or whatever, and she's not getting a response. He had done changed his number, like he done. So she she goes to his house, and she finds out through his family that he has left. He went back early, and she is so heartbroken. So 8 years pass. She ends up going through some struggles, and he her mom, who okay, so her mom and his parents were close. Because of her mom, his parents actually adopted three little boys who were in a rehome for those of you who know what a rehome is, and because I'm doing this video longer, I guess I can explain. So a rehome is, um, if so, I talk about it in my book, Forbidden. Basically, it's when someone adopts a child from a foreign country, and they decide that uh, they no longer want the child for whatever reason. It could be that they thought they couldn't have kids and then they get pregnant. That happens a lot. I think it's because the stress levels drop because now you have this other kid, and then your body relaxes and does what it does naturally, and you're able to conceive. I think that happens a lot. But the unfortunate thing is, you adopted this child that you told this child that I'm your mom and dad, and now that you're pregnant, you don't want the child anymore, right? Or in some cases, they adopt a kid from a foreign country and they realize that they don't want to deal with the impact of raising this child of a race that's not their own, and issues and complications that they're having with their family and friends and neighbors. And they realize that they're not strong enough to do what's right to protect this child. So they decide that they're going to rehome the child. So now when the child is rehomed, basically, this is a scary thing. So they basically put this child, there's like a forum, and say like my house is a rehome house, right? I will put in that form like, hey, I have room for, two kids that need, if the two kids that need to be rehomed. And they will come and say, okay, I have a kid. And literally they just come and they drop that kid off with or without their stuff and how, but they don't even look back. So you just imagine how this child feels, right? So in this situation, it was done to these, in this particular situation, the three little boys that were rehomed were being abused. Not all rehome houses are like that, but a lot of them struggle financially because you're trying to feed all these kids, right? And they so basically in this particular house, in this situation, these kids were being abused, and Samantha's mother's the one who found out about it. And the thing with rehome, it's not illegal, which is the crazy part. It's not illegal. So there's no penalty to the family that dumped the kid, and there's no penalty to the family that took in the kid. There's no kidnapping or nothing. Now the family internationally thinks that their kid was, in some cases, thinks that their kid was sent to get a better education in America. They don't always understand that they signed away their rights as a parent, that they sent their kid away, then they have no rights. And they think that the kid is going to, or if that family is going to keep in touch with them. So when they try to reach out, depending on how the adoption goes, they try to reach out, that family has, no idea what's going on with the kid because they sent the kid to a rehome. So now the next question is, well, why not just give the kid back to the adoption agency? Well, there's a no return policy. You cannot take the child back to the adoption agency, and even if you don't want a refund, they don't. So what happens is this is how rehomes were born. So I tell all that to say this is where Brandon's three brothers come from. And this is the connection why Brandon he kind of has it's not so much for Samantha that he holds all this respect for, it's her mom. And because, and he loves his brothers. So because of what his mom did, or what her mom did, he also, held her daughter in a special place. Let's just put it that way. But because of the mom. So, geez, I had to say all of that. I give my characters a lot of background, a lot of detail. So I apologize for that. But that's just me. I feel like, just look out your window wherever you are and just look out. Just go to a park, wherever. Just look out where you are. There's so many people. Each person has a story. Every single person has a story. Every single person has a bestseller in them. They have a story. Within all their stories, they have one story that will just blow your mind, that they survived, that they overcame. That's how I see my characters, good, bad, or indifferent, right? So Samantha has always been in love with Brandon because he has a natural protective kind of demeanor. And, his parents raised him right. He's a gentleman, he's protective. He became a civil rights attorney because of what his family would fight for also, but also because of his brothers. So he has one brother that's from Nigeria, and then the other two brothers are from Latin countries. They're from, well, one I think is from Guatemala, and please forgive me, for some reason I cannot remember where the other brother's from. But he loves the crap out of his brothers. So they grew up. The oldest one is actually the one from Nigeria, who's older than Brandon. So he's, in a way, it's like he's kind of like become the oldest. And then there's Brandon, like just going through ages. There's Brandon, and then Juan, and then Lee is the youngest. So you learn more about it in the book, The Chemistry of Love. And you also learn about them also in the book Forbidden. So those are the two books that I have these characters in. So Samantha, she she um she just wants Brandon back. She was happy, and she loved how he treated her and how he made her feel, even though they were young. She loved it. Like he she loved it. She was happy. She just, whatever. But those 8 years pass, and he meets Tia and falls in love with Tia. So, and we'll talk about Tia. If you watch the music video, The Chemistry of Love, you'll see that's Tia and Brandon's song. So let's see. So now I'm just putting in images, and there's a couple ways to go about this. You can sit down and create like a whole shot list, and and really plan it out, which I highly recommend. I'm kind of doing it, but I'm doing it in my head, and for that reason, it's probably going to get changed around a lot. But even when I do the shot list, I still end up coming back and changing things around, because when you finally see it, it changes your perspective, and you're like, oh well, I thought that would have looked good, but it doesn't. So I'm just gonna play what I have so far. How can you say that I'm a riddle? Something that you can't see. Baby, just look into my soul, and you will know that this can be. I've never hidden what I'm feeling. You just weren't ready to believe. I opened every quiet corner, but you were staring through me. If I'm Okay, so some of the images I'm like, they could be better. I mix like this. So I'm in Canva, and I'm using Canva as my base. I could also use Adobe Premiere, but I prefer Canva. It's just easier for right now, especially with what I'm doing, because, and I'll show you why. Canva has a lot of tools, and one of the tools they have is you can create images in here too, right? And sometimes it's just easier to go there and do it. But I use a couple different platforms to make my images. So right now I'm thinking office scene, like she's in the office, people are working. He looks a little too fake here, but I really, really, really like this look. This is supposed to be Brandon in the background, but that to me does not look like like the Brandon I imagine. So it's just going to be some guy. This is kind of weird because there's this guy here, and then AI brought in this guy. I don't know. But this is the look I want for Brandon. This is how I see him. I mean, right here he kind of looks like kind of mean, but see, I don't know. I like that better. But for right now, I leave him either as a placeholder until I figure out something better, or whatever. But I really like this shot. So let's see what happens after this.
Ready to believe. I opened every quiet corner, but you were staring through me.
Okay, so let me see what I have in my arsenal. This is picks first. Sorry, I'm still getting over a cold, guys. Um, this is picks first, and I love this one. Let's see. Let's see if I could find another. Oh, this will be a good one. I try to sometimes use the same prompt that I use to create the image to do the video also. So right here is your camera, like how you want the shots. And let me see. Let me see. Zoom out. I kind of like this shot too. The crane up. So I'm in film school, and I'm going to college for chemistry, biochemistry, and communications. And so I try to use like what I'm learning in school and apply it. That's like it helps me to learn, especially when you're using it. And it does really make a big difference. Let me look at this picture again. Okay, so uh, let's see how this goes. Let it crane up. Okay, I don't know if I want to crane up for that one. No, yeah, I don't want that one. It's already kind of close. I'll do the right art chart. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so let's see. It costs 20 credits each time. I try to buy as many credits as I can, and then I get mad when I get mad when I do one and it just doesn't come out the way I want. See, they didn't really do what I wanted, but I like it. I wanted her smile to kind of fade, but I think I really like this. I like the type. I don't I like it. I like it, so I'm gonna use it. Let's see. Now we're gonna go back to Canva. We're gonna upload. Poor Canva. I have so much stuff in this Canva thing. I'm trying to use the same platform to make all my images. Right now, I'm using Microsoft Designer. But I have another one that I use that helps create consistent characters. But this one doesn't, but I've learned how to keep it consistent, basically. So now I'm just gonna see how it looks.
I opened every quiet corner, but you were staring through me. If I'm a mystery, then solve me slow.
So honestly, I think I would like another scene like this, but with her, like in his office. So it's like he's looking at her like that, right? It just makes more sense to me. So I'm gonna go to, let me see. No, that's where I make my music. Here we go. I already wrote the prompt. So I always name your characters when you do your prompts, and it's good. It helps. It helps with the AI with consistency. I'm just gonna keep it like this. This is all I want. Copy that part, and then oh, well, I still had this in here. Okay, cool. Well, that makes like, oh, that's what I needed. I needed this one. I needed black custom business suit. Like, da, 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 da. He's standing in an office. I'm trying to get the same background. Samantha is. Take that off. Put this. Standing in an office late at night, close up in the background. Office. And let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Now this does happen. They tend to like her hair looks darker here, and I'm trying to keep her blonde. Yeah, that more looks like a brunette. That's good. That's good. I think this is the best one. So we'll go with this, and it has the same colors that I need in the background. So in film, the colors are important. Sets the mood. So this is actually perfect. Um, Let me see. I'm gonna try and see how this comes out. If I just wait, hold on, something spelled wrong. Um, I'm gonna try and see how this looks. Keep going to the wrong thing. I got so much stuff going on in this. If you see my bar, you'd be like, girl, delete some stuff. Okay, now I gotta figure out where did I put it. That's not it. That's not it. Is this it? There it is. And then I'm going to put, now I gotta think, what kind of camera angle do I want? I don't want a tracking shot. Hmm. Should I do a Dutch? Should I do a Dutch? Yeah. Yeah. Let's try it. Now, Dutch shots are normally used for like villains and stuff like that. I'm not saying she's a villain, but in the book, she's kind of having a hard time taking rejection from this man. So let's see how it comes out. Ooh. Oh, I like it. I like it. So let's see. All right, so now we're gonna go back to Canva. I really like that. And it's putting on my videos. Is this it? No, I think it's this one. It gets confusing after a while. They all start to look alike. Let's see. Hold on. So I'm going to show you also. Normally I do this thing at the end. Well, I guess when I get down to the end. We're not going to finish this today. I just wanted to get it started. It normally takes me a week to do all this. Okay. Let's just play this again.
How can you say that I'm a riddle? Something that you can't see. Baby, just look into my soul, and you will know that this can be. I've never hidden what I'm feeling. You just weren't ready to believe. I opened every quiet corner, but you were staring through me. If I'm a mystery, then solve me slow. Trace every line until you know this heart was yours before the fall.
Okay, honestly, I think we're doing good. Something that I do right now, because you could tell like each time it goes a different shot, it's kind of sharp, but I work on that at the end. I smooth it all out at the end. This song is about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And yeah, so let me see. Let me see what else happens.
Oh, but you never tried to catch it at all. So don't.
So let me see. Let's see. What other rings we got? All right, we need. I take this. Oops, hold on. If you have like one that you like, so another thing that I do is I save which actually I probably should do. Let me see. These are all prompts that I save for other stuff. I'm gonna do a new one, and this one is gonna be. Oops. It just helps. Okay. I like this shot too. Let me see. I may take this one too for something else. Yeah, this is a good one. And so let me think. He's letting her know. He's standing in his office. How about let's see. Did I put in here he was in the office? So Tia is she's Trinidadian, but she's half black, half Indian. And I think this is good. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh, our color scheme. What should our color scheme be? It's at night, and it. Hmm, I'm just gonna put it as night. I'm not gonna worry about the color scheme for this shot. Let's just see what they come up with. Sometimes it comes out with some good stuff. No. I mean, interesting. They basically made a female version of him. All right. This is what I'll do. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it as he's on a date. How about that? Then they could pick. This helps sometimes enhance your prompt. All right, let's see what they came up with. Oh, and you do it. You do four. And then after this is probably as much as I'm gonna do for today. And then I don't know. I might lie to myself. But this normally takes. I think my time is starting to shorten on how long it takes me to do this because I'm starting to get better at it. But I still like to give my eyes and my brain a rest because you just see you catch new things and you think of better stuff when you get a good night's sleep. So we're gonna go back over to here. Oh, sorry. Delete that. Now we gotta hunt for that picture. Here it is. And then we're also going to get the grab this. And oops, I'm gonna put that in here. So the plan that I have, I get I think it's 600 credits for the month, but I go through that in a blink. So what I do is I buy extra credits. Oh, I forgot to I left it on dead shot, didn't I? I don't want two dead shots. I kind of like that though, but I want two. I forgot to change this. I don't mind. Let's see what the crane up looks like. I try to use a dead shot sparingly. Yeah, nah, this is not the right shot. Okay, so see, I'm losing my credits. I think I'm going to stick with this one. I'll take it. Go back over here. I don't know where I want to put it in now.
Till you know this heart was yours before the fall, but you never tried to catch it at all.
I don't want like every single, we got to put some other stuff up in here. I'll show you what I mean. Let me think.
For the fall, but you never tried to catch it at all.
Think. Let's see. All right now. No. Oh. Oh. Okay. I like this one too. But I kind of used it in my last one, so I don't know. I'll put it in here and just see. I mean, it's all from the same book. Okay. So this song, I wrote this song myself.
How can you say that I'm a riddle? Something that you can't see. Baby, just look into my soul, and you will know that this can be. I've never hidden what I'm feeling. You just weren't ready to believe. I opened every quiet corner, but you were staring through me. If I'm a mystery, then solve me slow. Trace every line until you know this heart was yours before the fall, but you never tried to catch it at all. So don't say I'm too hard to love. Like I'm some ghost you're scared.
Okay. I think I'm leaving it in. I'm holding back the urge to put anything with Tia in it because trying to make it about him and Samantha. Okay. Well, that's enough for today. So I will do some more later, and I'll continue making videos for those of you who are interested in learning how to do this, or you just want to see the process. So I hope everyone's having a great day. Talk to you later.